All right, gentlemen, I just wanted to touch base on our final couple of weeks here and make sure everybody's on the same page. I hate when we leave and everything is discombobulated. To bring us back in alignment, I did update that assignment in Blackboard and it's found under course assignments under the PowerPoint folder. It is the second one down, and all you have to do with this one is to tell me what your final project topic will be on, and you're going to use the shared PowerPoint file link that I sent to you via email. It looks like this. Okay, and many of you have started to put your topics out there already. Rod has a couple here, and I'm just going to showcase how you would go out there and delete this extra one that Rod has. So I'm just going to right click on it and go ahead and delete that slide for Roddy because he stayed and did that after class. All right, so he has a bulleted list here. He didn't put his title up here, but he put it down here, how to change the burner tip, and included an image on that. So that's a great start. The next thing that Roddy will have to do will be to add the animations to his bulleted list, and we'll walk through that as well, but you'll use this animations tab and click that, and we're just going to have them fly in. And I know that the animation is here because the number 1 is present and there is a star over here as well. I can put that into slideshow view down on the bottom there, and I just hit my arrow key and all of those come in at once. And hit escape to get out of slideshow view. Again, many ways to do everything in these softwares, but that's how Roddy attacked that today. Okay, he does have a typo here, so we're going to get him to fix that when he comes back. But again, everybody has access to this, and we can see as people are starting to put these in. Now coming back to Blackboard, again on that slide, I would like you to have your last name, your topic, and you're going to include that in the file. Now it looks like I put project 2, so I'm going to fix that and get that to project topic. You're going to create an outline. So those are a minimum of 5 to 7 bulleted lists. You're going to insert an image like Roddy did, animate it, and I would like you to include a symbol. So on this slide that I have right here, it has a symbol going around where you would need to look for inserting a new slide. You can use an arrow, you can do whatever you would like to do. Now coming back to this list, I have a list up here, and this would be the example that I will show in class on how to add animation or video to your final project. Now, I would like you to use YouTube. I won't force you to do that. If you're not comfortable with that, that's fine. You can use video from a local computer. What you have to ensure is that that video is saved not only on the machine that you're creating it on, but also the machine that you're going to present on. So you may have to save it to a flash drive, you may have to save it up to the OneDrive, but all of that needs to be included in one place or the video will not appear when you go to present it. And we'll take a look at that next week as well. In this item here, I'm going to show you how to add animation, and this is how you'll complete the assignment for next week. I'm just including 5 steps on how you would animate a slide out in PowerPoint. So I've opened it. I've created a bulleted list, which I did there. I inserted my cursor at the beginning of the list, went to the animations tab, and I selected an animation, and then I saved it. Now, as part of that assignment, I had to put a symbol in there, and I included the arrow. And again, you can come into Insert, and you can draw a shape. That's where I got that arrow from. I modified it by turning it red and changing the shape line, the weight of it. I also came in here and I modified the animations, and when I click the animations tab, you'll see here that these different items will come in strategically to help aid me in my presentation. So the first animation will be to have the title of the slide come in, followed by the steps, and followed by the image here. Now you can change these options as one object as you would like. You can modify them. When I first did this, my list was coming in ahead of the title, so I changed that with move early or move later, but I'm just going to verify this here. So when I show you the slide, why is my red arrow just sitting there? Well, I didn't animate it after I created it. When I click or use my arrow or enter key to bring in parts of the slide, I didn't animate that red arrow. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to just add the animation of fly in. And again, now that's number 4. So if I wanted to, I can move that earlier, and that will come in ahead of, just so you can see how that looks. And that's how I've impacted that. Escape will get me out of this. And again, I'm going to reorder this to move later. And I think it will look better if the arrow is the final thing to fly in. Enter. And as I would talk through this slide, it would give my audience an opportunity to follow along with the steps as I'm presenting that material. Now, again, I just want to remind you, you were in PowerPoint Online. That means it's running through the cloud. So if you don't have PowerPoint on your local computers at home, you can get access to it this way. My goal is, once you put in your outline, you will then use these steps to create your full final presentation. And that's going to look like this. Now I've added on to the PowerPoint that we were working on in class today, and I just started here with a new title slide, and again that can be inserted here on the new slide and with the layout. Okay, I simply updated that and started to add in new slides. So first slide is going to be open PowerPoint and add a bulleted list. And I just typed up some items there. Next slide is going to be to create the animation. I'm going to maybe do a little video like I'm doing now and insert that into the link. Last but not least, I want to have a closing slide. And the easiest way to do that is always to right click on your title slide, say duplicate it, and just drag that down to the end in your navigation pane here. And one thing we didn't talk about are notes, but you can always click notes down here on the status bar. You can drag it so you can see them a little bit better. And I can just remind myself to ask the audience if they have questions. Okay. Again, this will not appear on the screen, but it will appear from the presenter's terminal. When I go to save this, I'm just going to click the save button. It's saved up to the cloud because we have the double-headed arrows. But when I come to print this, this is where I can really start to see my slides. And I'm going to go into this option for the slides. I'm going to say notes page. All right, so this was my last slide, and that's my note. So when I print this out, instead of having the note cards that we all used to have, we would have a copy of our presentation, and those notes would be here for us when printing it. So that in a nutshell is just an overview of PowerPoint versus PowerPoint Online, and some of the things that we can do. When we come back next week, again, we'll take a look at how to bring in the video. That's going to be under the Insert tab. And if you're not going to use YouTube, then you're going to have some video on your PC that you can insert, and we can go from there and do it that way. So coming back into Blackboard here, that's what you'll be working on. We have a few more items to take a look at for next week with just a few basic things that you can do in PowerPoint. But PowerPoint reacts a lot like Microsoft Word. Going through these tabs, you can make modification to the fonts and to your images. You can design with some of your themes and your variants to those themes with how you want those individual slides to look. You can make custom backgrounds, whatever you would like to do. At the end of the day, these files are extremely large, so saving them to the OneDrive is typically the best, or saving them as a PDF. If you save them as a PDF, you will not have all of the animations and all the hard work that you've done. Kind of flattens it and makes it very easy to send to somebody else. All right, that's all the follow-up I have for today. I hope that helps with some of the questions that we may have on your final project. When you have a few moments, I would encourage you to look at that final project. I thought I had it up, but I don't. And that's found in Blackboard, and it's down here at the bottom, right here. And that's what I printed out for you today. So if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email or set up an appointment, and we can sit down and discuss that. Have a great week.